Hey guys, what is going on? It is xckj here today, and I am finally bringing to you guys the video that y'all have been asking for. The flank tier list is finally here, so we're just gonna jump into it, go down the order, starting from Androxus, ending at Zin. We're gonna go down, talk about all of them, look at their builds, look at their talents. We dive in deep here, and I already have damages on the channel. I already have tanks, I believe, on the channel, and I think I already have healers on the channel too. So definitely go back, check those all out, and let's jump right in. No, I think I just have damages and healers. I literally don't even remember. I don't think I have tanks yet, but anyway, with that being said, let's jump right into it. If you do enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and sub. Doing the one chip challenge at 5,000 subscribers, eating a hot chip, hottest chip on the planet, and then I am going to play a casual game, or at least attempt to. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. And also, guys, if something on this list you don't agree with, let me know down in the comment section. Like, yo, why didn't you have this? This card is super broken. You forgot about this. Just let me know. I might miss something. I don't think I will, but I might end up missing something. And also, this is going to be not for like the person who's like level 100. This is for somebody who's thinking, hey, where are the flanks sitting for the general population right now? Because there are some people who are just absolutely insane on certain flanks, but the general population isn't. You know what I'm saying? The general game population isn't. Starting out with Androxus, we're starting out with a hard S tier champion to start out with. Androxus is S tier for a lot of reasons. One of them being he's hit scan, one of them being he hits for super hard. He can literally play as a damage, he can play as a flank. He has great movement abilities. He has a decent ultimate. It's not the best ultimate, but it's decent. It can get some kills, it can deal some damage. He just does flanking good. He has great damage output. We're going to take a look at a build for him right now. Ooh, okay, here we go. All right. Alright, there we go. Let's take a look at Androxus right here. The talent that we're going to be playing is Cursed Revolver. Defiant Fist, meh, used to be good, not good anymore. Godslayer can be really good. You could definitely play a Godslayer build, but Cursed Revolver, I think, is going to be his best talent. And we're going to be playing my Defiant Fist build for him. Basically, you still are kind of playing a little bit of a reversal build with the Power of the Abyss on 4. This is for your dash resets. So basically, it's your, oops, I actually did something really dumb. I need to get out of dangerous spot. So what you do is you can dash on top of them, shoot, 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 and then throw up your reversal, hit somebody, and then fly on out of there. It gets you out of a lot of tight spots. I definitely would recommend this on 4. You don't need it on 5. Quick draw on 2 for extra ammo. Always awesome. We have Seething Hatred on 3, just to reverse the cooldown of Reversal. Yeah, I think people play Watchful instead of Seething Hatred, but I really like Seething Hatred, just because sometimes you're in this tight spot, right? You've got Reversal already on cooldown, and it's like 2 seconds. Boom, boom, you hit 2 shots, a 3-second cooldown right there. And boom, you're set. You got Reversal up. You can just get out of sticky situations. Abyss Walker on 5, because you get 3 dashes, so it's kind of like having 600 extra health. And then Elusive on 1. The other great one-of card to do is this. No, there's one where you dash and then you get ammo back. Oh yeah. Sleight of hand. So it's like almost like you don't have to invest 2 points in this card. You could take one out of this, put one more into another card. You see what I'm saying there? So you could do something like that. But anyway, for Androxus, this is definitely the build, and Defiant Fist is what you're going to be playing. So now moving on, we have Buck. Oof, where does Buck belong? I think I'm going to put Buck in B tier. He can be B tier. I mean, he can be A tier, but I'm going to be putting him in B tier just because I think a lot of people have trouble dealing good damage with him. And I think I have a fix to this issue, but I see a lot of people having trouble just dealing damage with him. They kind of just int a lot and die with him. He just seems to be a difficult champion for some people to grasp. Not to mention, his ultimate kind of requires you to understand positioning really well and just get on top of it requires you to be like, okay, I'm going to use this ult now because it's going to benefit me in a good way, and it's not going to just instant kill me. It's kind of like, it doesn't have damage reduction or anything built into it. It just makes your gun better, so if you're in a bad spot and you die, you just waste your ult. let's take a look at Buck, and then we'll talk more about him. So for the talent that I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to be saying he is B tier, playing Ensnare. I see people playing bulk up. I see people playing Bounce House. Bounce House has your highest damage output, yes, but for the non-experienced player, Bounce House gets a lot of people killed very easily. So we're going to be playing Ensnare, and one thing I really love about Ensnare is that this end part right here. The damage increase lasts a minimum of 2 seconds. So they could still have like the slow go down and stuff, but you can't just like get rid of it with Rezo. If they ever got rid of this, it would make it not good anymore. Moving over to the talent, to build, we're going to be playing this. So we're kind of still playing, you get damage reduction on your leap, and you're trying to reset your leap. You're trying to reset all your stuff, basically. But we're not really playing a super net shotty build, but we're playing net shot. And the reason why we're playing net shot is because it allows us to stand in the back line, hit people with our net shot, and then deal some damage. And we don't have to be all in, just going ham the entire time, which people, when they're playing Bounce House, feel like they have to be going ham all the time. But when you play Ensnare, you can kind of more control the pace of the game. You don't have to be going. You can kind of mix it up a little bit, So basically, Momentum on 5 for that damage reduction. Stomping Ground on 5 for the reduced cooldown, 75%. You get a reset, basically. It's really strong. Bully on 3 for 36% lifesteal. Since we are playing Ensnare, when we do jump on top of people, it's going to help us with our duels a lot. Gotcha, because we get to have a little bit of movement speed, and Rapid Sustain because we still have Bulk Up. Bulk Up's good, and this kind of helps us, it's not terrible. If you want to switch this out with the damage reduction, this right here, Deep Breath, you can do that too. After using Recovery, you get that, but it's good because it also helps your healer. If you're low and your healer hits you with a burst, it's a little bit of extra 5% right there. So that is going to be the Ensnare build. Buck possibly could be A tier, but I'm just going to be leaving him in B tier for right now. Moving on to Evie. I actually think Evie has moved up a little bit than where she was. She's hard to play, but I'm going to be putting her in A tier, and let me explain why. If you play 5, 6, 7 games on her, you'll start to get the hang of her. It'll be really rough at first. I don't recommend jumping straight into ranked. Play 5 or 6 games with her in casuals, as many as you possibly can, and then you're going to be like, okay, I'm starting to understand Evie right now. And when you're playing those games, make sure to only be playing Wormhole, because you can start playing like Snow Globe and Over the Moon and all that, because it's kind of easier to play than Wormhole, let's be honest. But the thing is, you're not going to be getting to figure out how Evie is actually really good. I'll show you a great build to be playing with Wormhole. So you are going to be playing this right here. Yes, this one right here. Now, somebody in my last video that I actually uploaded for Evie was kind of like, hey, you don't need teleport on 5, and I listened to them, and I tried it out. I tried it out on 4, and I'm like, yeah, you kind of don't actually need teleport on 4. So basically what we're doing here, you get 225 for your blink, or 250 for your blink, so you're blinking twice, 500 health there. Generate 1 ammo after activating Soar, some movement speed, these are one-of cards. And then Fast Soar, you kind of need Fast Soar, and then the increased distance travel of Blink. This is the build you're going to be playing. The reason why I have her in A tier, her ult is decent. She does really good at killing healers. Healers are pretty strong right now, so she gets on top of healers, gets kills. She's good, Her ultimate has some CC, which a lot of flanks don't have CC in their ultimates, so that part right there is great. She's a blaster, so if your entire team has hit scan or kind of just has direct damage, you can kind of mix her into it, and if they all buy Haven, it doesn't really affect you, or they end up buying blast shields, and then boom, you're set. They had to buy blast shields, and they just filled up an item spot and wasted a ton of money. So I'm going to just have her in A tier for now. We'll see how she goes. Her movement is just awesome. She does well on a lot of the maps. Moving on to Koga. I'm going to be putting him in... he honestly could be a C tier right now. Yeah, I'm going to put him in C tier. Just because compared to the other flanks, I just think he's not that great right now. He's had a lot of nerfs. And Adrenaline Junkie just is in a really, really bad spot. And because of that, I'm going to put him in C tier. When I'm looking at all these other flanks, I'm like, yeah, man, he's just not that great. He's not F tier. He's not unplayable, but he's not good, Like, if B tier is, like, mediocre, he's, like, right below mediocre. So let's take a look at a build for him.
Koga.
As I already said, you are, or maybe I didn't actually say, you're going to be playing Dragon Fangs with him. Blood Reaper, meh, a lot of people have movement abilities that can get out of your ult, and if that happens, it kind of wastes it. It is a good talent, but it's not great. Adrenaline Junkie was good, but I feel like it's kind of been nerfed a lot as they've been nerfing the SMGs. Like, they've nerfed the SMGs so hard. So now we're looking at Dragon Fangs. It's a pretty easy playstyle to get used to be honest. It takes not much playing, and then you're going to be kind of capped out, I feel like, on Koga, just because it's his playstyle and it's the way he is. Here's the build that I have been playing for Dragon Fangs. I play a lot of Dragon Fangs last split, and then they nerfed the SMGs and kind of indirectly nerfed the Dragon Fangs build as well, just by nerfing the SMGs, because you can't always be using your Dragon Fangs. So Swift Hands on 5, because that way we just get faster switch back and forth. It's pretty useful. Crimson Record on 5, because we need the lifesteal when we're consuming health. We have Gilded Tactics to heal after hitting an enemy with Skewer. So, we right click while having the fangs out, and then we heal for 320. Increase the movement speed while using Agility, because we don't really need our energy for anything else. We could waste it on Agility, and then just a little bit of increased health. It's a decent build. I know a lot of people have been playing it and let me know that it's like working out really well for them. People in the comments on my Koga video have been like, dude, this build is insane. It's been helping me out a lot. So if it's working out for you, by all means, keep on playing it. But in higher elos, I think you might have a little bit of trouble like finding success with him, because there's just better flanks to play than Koga right now. Moving on to Lex. Man, Lex is in an interesting spot right now, and I'm gonna be putting him in A tier. He's not S tier, just because he's very linear. He's literally linear. He cannot fly. He has no way to go up and around, so he has to have a flank route that's on the ground that the off tank isn't holding. He has to deal with off tanks. That's the main issue that you have with Lex, is that Lex has to deal with off tanks. Evie and Androxus are just like, oh, an off tank, let me just fly around them. Lex is like, oh, an off tank, I actually have to fight this guy right now. So that's kind of his issue. His ultimate ability is like decent. It kind of is a little bit wonky sometimes, especially when there's like a shield champion on the other team. It can be hard to hit it. But with that being said, he can deal a crap ton of damage, and he's super spammy. He has a right click that just, you can't miss a shot. So if you feel like you're starting to choke, you just hit right click, and then boom, you just deal a ton of damage, and you don't even have to aim. So that's crazy. He's got the slide. He's got a ton of movement speed for being like, he's got a ton of movement speed. So in that section, he is completely fine. For me, the talent that I'm playing is Discovery, and the build that I'm showing you is going to be Discovery. This build will also work for Heroism. If you want to play a Death Hasten build, by all means, go for it, but it's going to change up your playstyle just a little bit. And Discovery is great for the 1v1s. So, and it's just good, but since it's good for the 1v1s, that's why I am playing it. Let's take a look at a talent for that. No, that is not it. Oh, right here. Here we go. Warrants Out is the build that you're going to be playing. Wicked Don't Rest on 5. Reduce the cooldown of Combat Slide each time you hit. Since it is a super spammy build, you're just spamming those pistols and sliding all over the place. I have seen some people saying they played on 4 or whatever, but I like it on 5. You get to slide around a lot, and it's hard to shoot you when you slide through them. So if you're fighting them, right, you're shooting them, and then you slide through them, they're like, what the heck? That's like the weirdest thing ever, and it's hard for them to do a 180 flick on you. So they're not expecting it, you are expecting it. So because of that, it's hard for you both to do 180 flicks, but at least you're expecting it and they're not. So Wicked Don't Rest on 5, Warrants Out on 5 to increase your movement speed after combat slide ends. That's awesome. 50% movement speed is a lot of movement speed. The Hunted to gain 30% lifesteal against your retribution target. This is great for the 1v1s. I like it better than the one that gives you health after you eliminate them, just because I prefer to do well in the 1v1 over, looking for my next target after. Commencement on 1 to increase your distance to the combat slide, and Juke Boots on 1 just for extra health. Extra health never hurt anybody. So that is basically going to be my Lex build. I feel like, man, he's just super spammy, easy to play, great champion. I'm going to have him in S tier right now because he does a lot of damage. Moving on to Maeve. I'm going to be putting Maeve in, again, I think low A tier, maybe B tier. Like, She's probably about even with Buck. I kind of want to put her B tier, but I'm just going to keep her low A tier for now. The reason why is just because she's good. She's not bad, but she's not great. Her ultimate is actually pretty good. It can get countered by a lot of stuff, and a lot of people can find a way to be like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be blinded anymore. But then it also wastes their abilities, so you have that too. But with that being said, she does a lot of damage, but whenever I play her, I'm like, she's good, but Androxus is better, you know? Lex is easier to play than Maeve. Evie is harder to play than Maeve, but you can do a lot more stuff with her, I think. Also, her ult is just... Evie's ult is just so good. With that being said, Maeve is good, so I'm putting her A tier. I'm playing Cat Burglar on her, Cat Burglar on Maeve. Just increase your damage. Street Justice is good against like an Inara and stuff like that. Just absolutely killing it. Yagarath, you know, Rom, all those Street Justice can do really, really well. And Rogue's Gambit is like meh. I see people playing it, but I think Street Justice is a little bit better than Rogue's Gambit. So, but for me, I'm playing Cat Burglar every game. We are going to be playing my Sixth Sense build right here. Reduce cooldown of Prowl when you hit daggers. Heal after you pounce. Increase your movement speed bonus 10% using Prowl. Sixth Sense is awesome because after you use pounce, you get your your damage reduction back, and then just some extra health here. Basically, when you're playing Maeve, you just want to stay in the sky and then look for champions who are low on health. So you kind of chilling in the back line, and then all of a sudden you see, let's say, their damage is half health or something, and now you have a ton of abilities that just let you get across the map in like half a second. So, you know, you could prowl, double jump, dash, jump, Q, prowl, dash, jump. You're like going nuts, you know? It's just, you have all of, and that's the entire time. Everything I was just saying, you're in the air that entire time. And they're just like, oh my gosh, Maeve is on the other side of the map now. So it's really great. She can do a lot of cool stuff. So I am putting her in A tier, and I think she definitely belongs there. But I don't know if she's definitely not B tier. The more I think about it, I'm like, yep, she's definitely A tier. She's not S tier though. We got Moji over here. I'm gonna put Moji in B tier. I think Moji is really, really strong in low elos. He can do decent in higher elos, but I don't know. He's a noob stomper. We'll take a look at the talent for him, and as we're looking at the at his build, we'll kind of just talk about him a little bit more. For me, I'm playing Toot 100% of the time, just because you're getting your health bar back, and it's awesome. It's really cool. Boom Boom, man, not too great. Snack Attack did get changed, but I still don't think it's that great. Healer Moji, I guess. I don't know. Same thing with Toot, though. I mean, they're really trying to make Moji a healer, I guess. But this is a talent that I'm going to be playing, or this is a build that I keep on saying that. This is a talent. This is a build that I am going to be playing with Toot right here. So on top of the 600 health that you get from Scamper, you're going to be getting 500 health just for doing Scamper. So that's cool. And then on top of that, you're getting a 32% damage reduction. So this really just lets you like dash in, and you take like hardly any damage while you're dashing in, or when you dash out, you take hardly any damage while you're dashing out. Scoot to reduce the cooldown of Scamper by 1.6 seconds. Boop, just to increase movement speed after you use Scamper. And then Peppy for a little bit of CDR cooldown reduction after you get Neelam. This is basically the build. She's pretty straightforward to play. You just make your stacks all the way, hit it, and then you're decent to go. She does a lot of damage. I feel like I get a lot of like triple kills when I do play her, but she's definitely a noob stomper, you know? Her ultimate ability can be really good. If you cookie like an Inara or something like that, that could be crazy, or a Rom or an off tank. Let's say an off tank is just standing there trying to contest you, and then you're just like, bam, I got you. That can just, oh, I thought I drank all my water. I was like, what the heck? That could just be really, really great. Alright, moving on to our next champion on the list, we have Skye. Skye is going to be another B tier champion. Let's take a look at her. Oh, whoops. Let's take a look at her. What the heck? Let's take a look at her right here. Move on over. Sky. Here we go.
Sky.
As far as talents go, you're going to be playing Smoke and Daggers. Debilitate is really good against like Inara and Yaggaroth and Rom, but I still am playing Smoke and Daggers 100% of the games that I play Sky. So that's just because you get a lot of self-sustain. I'm not using Smoke and Daggers to heal up our teammates. I'm using it on myself to give myself heals, to give myself a ton of extra, like, just a lot of extra sustain. I'm invisible, I'm getting health, and then I just come out, hit him with the poison darts, throw down another one, throw down another smoke, and then I'm just chilling in my smoke the whole entire game. This is a build that I'm going to be playing. Healing Vapors and Confound is, like, necessary for the build. Everything else is kind of just like, meh, you can change it up. I really like Dissipate on 3. I think that this is staple for me at least. And then Emergency Exit is a great one-of card, and Quick Smoker because Smokescreen is what makes the build so good, so why not try to just reduce the cooldown of it by a little bit. I actually like the build. I think her ult is like, it's decent. It's good for zone control, and she does a decent amount of damage. She's invisible. She plays well, especially when there's she can farm up her ult very quickly. If there's a ROM on the other team and you pick her and then you're just farming the ROM the whole game, like, you're gonna be super, super annoying. And not to mention, you force the other team to end up buying Illuminate, which forces an item slot out of them, and some money out of them. You know, she's good. I definitely recommend playing Smoke and Daggers, and that's the only build that I would really play on her, to be honest. Moving on, we have Talis. Talis, I feel like, is a high C tier, low B tier champion. I'm gonna just put him like lowest B tier. If we have Sky, I'm gonna move Sky up a little bit on the list. Talis is a lowest B tier champion, almost C tier. Like he's about even with Koga. I know people are gonna be upset about that Koga placements, but whatever. It is what it is. We're talking about Talis right now. So for Talis, your talent that you're going to be grabbing is pretty straightforward. It's been the tried and true, which is Inner Strength. Just reset the cooldown of Overcharge and Blitz Upper after you teleport. It's pretty straightforward, you know. It resets the ability. I actually also enjoy playing this Nothing Personal, just because of revealing everybody is really good. You get pre-fire and stuff like that. But that's just for casuals. I enjoy playing this. Inner Strength, you get way more damage with because you put down your teleport, you go ham on the team, use your blitz up or use your overcharge, use everything. Then you teleport back, and then you use your overcharge again from a distance while you're waiting for the teleport to reset again. So let's take a look at a build for that. A build for that is going to be my Guts build right here. You can do the one where you increase the cooldown of your teleport. For me personally, this one right here, Transient. You can do this on a higher, but I really like all these cards and how they kind of are. Primal Might for Lifesteal, pretty straightforward. Lifesteal is great. Evanescent to increase your movement speed while Rune Travel is active. That way you can use your Rune Travel like a little bit farther away, go out, then teleport back. You know, it allows you to cover more ground, so that's pretty good. Guts to reduce the cooldown. Reduce the damage taken when below 40% health, so this works well with the life steal. So, you know, you take some damage, and then you start taking even less damage, and then you got the life steal going, so it works out pretty good. And then, I don't like the one where you heal a lot after you teleport. I see some people running that card, just because you're supposed to be teleporting to a safe spot, so you might as well just wait it out, get your health back in the safe spot. Kind of just seems like a wasted talent, I guess, or a wasted card. And also, Talis' ult is pretty good. The fact that he can ult in the beginning of the game, demount a ton of people, you get some extra extra point charge for free, just is pretty good. Moving on to Vora. I'm going to be putting Vora in, let's put Vora in B tier, high B tier. The reason being, she's super hard to play. I see a lot of Voras that get like 50,000 damage in a game where everybody's got like 120,000 damage. I see a Vora with 50,000 damage. She's hard to play. She's not easy. She has low health. With more time, I think people are going to be getting better at Vora. Also, with some balance changes possibly, Vora has the ability to become S tier at some point. Like right now, some people are 100% S tier on her. Like there are Voras out there that are insane, and there are Voras out there that are straight F tier. Like Vora, Vora can be S tier and she can be F tier both at the same time. And you can say, oh well, that could be for any flank, but it's like crazy on Vora just because her skill ceiling is hard. You got to play a lot of games on her in order to get good at her. Like, remember when I said, like, play 6 games on Evie before you jumped into ranked? Play, like, 20 games on Vora before you jump into ranked, you know? Like, she has a very, very high skill ceiling. With that being said, let's take a look at a build for her. So, if you guys want to get started on this journey, you can get started on this journey. Relentless Presence is going to be the talent that you pick. It gives you an extra tendril, allows you to get in and out, or get really far in. Just gives you more movement options, so I like it a lot. I see some people playing her Q build, which is good too, which is that this right here, Unyielding Pressure, and Deafening Silence just never seems to come up, so don't really pick it. I tried it, it just never seems to come up. As far as the cards that you're going to want to pick, the build that you're playing, we're playing New Purpose on 5, and also, when I was like trying to learn how to play Vora, I looked up, this is her highest win rate build. This is what people are winning with, is double tendrils and this exact build. I think I might have changed one thing up, like 1 point, but other than that, this is the build. So increase your max health by 250. So we're maxing New Purpose out on 5. What May Come also is getting put on 5 to reduce your damage taken after you tendril, and you got 2 tendrils, so you're pretty much being able to keep this 20% on for a lot of the time. Consuming Darkness stacks heals you for an additional 30 per stack, so you got 5 stacks. So basically, like what, 150, I guess? No. Yeah, 150 health for consuming all of your stacks, and you can consume stacks like pretty often. So this is good, and plus you already have a little bit of lifesteal happening from your like main gun anyway, so this is good. Otherworldly Tether for a 75 health shield after activating Tendril, and Ununified in Purpose. This is actually a great one of card. This is a staple in every build. You should have this, just because it actually doesn't increase your damage taken. It actually increases the time that it's 10%. It's a great one of card. Definitely highly recommend it. But yeah, her ult is like kind of wonky. It's a little bit hard to use, but it's easy to use. But you know, it's just wonky. If you use it, you know what I'm talking about. She is definitely an interesting champion, so I'm going to be putting her in B tier. Moving on to Xin. He is going to be our second S tier what the heck? He's going to be our second S tier champion. The reason why he's S tier, straight up, is because of his ult. He is like, he's the only flank that I see banned in ranked games. And the reason why he gets banned is because Guillotine Xin is busted and needs to get nerfed. They just need to change something on it. The fact that it is an instant kill on any champion is just crazy. They did nerf it. At least he's not immune during it anymore. But it is like almost impossible to heal through. It's busted. People ban him so much. But anyway, let's take a look at a build for him. As I already said, you're going to be playing Guillotine Xin. Hands down, that is what you're playing. Yomi, not great anymore. It was good before, but they kind of just put Yomi into his base kit, so now all you're doing is getting an extra 150 damage, and it's every 3 slashes. It's not that great. Smolder, it goes in and out of the meta. Right now, it's out of the meta. So we are definitely playing Guillotine. Like, the other talents are good, but Guillotine is, like, so busted, there's no reason to play the other two. That's basically what Xin's at right now. As far as the talent that we're going to be playing, we got this right here. Wait, is this it? Yeah, this is definitely the build that we're playing. Alright, so Fan the Flames on 4, reduce the cooldown of Billow by 80% after getting a killing blow. So you basically just get a kill, boom, Billow's up, you're good to go. Footwork on 2 to increase your movement speed after activating counter. It can be good. I like it on 2. Movement speed is always awesome. I love movement speed a lot. Hideout on 5 to reduce the cooldown of Whirl after using Billow. So basically, you just get to Whirl, Billow, Whirl. It's really good. Yeah, this Hideout 5 is a necessity in a lot of Xin builds. Up in Smoke on 2 to increase the movement speed after you use Billow, or while Billow is active. And then Blade Dancer just to increase your distance of Whirl. But anyway, that is going to be my flank tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. And don't forget, we're doing the one chip challenge at 5,000 subs. And I'm going to be getting a Paladins tattoo if we can hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So make sure you subscribe for that. And thank you guys so much for watching all the way until the end. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.